Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast, and I'm just checking in on you. Can't yell. I can't yell. I am in Cologne, Germany, and it is 1:49. Whoops, sorry, 1:49 in the fucking morning, and I'm fucking wide awake. I'm still on fucking LA time. What time is it back there? 9 hour difference. Say it's 2 o'clock. It's about what? 9:30 in the morning? I don't know what the fuck it is. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock or some shit. Anyways, how are you? How you doing? I made it over here. The flight was a fucking joke. I literally watched one full movie. All right. It was, I watched Doctor Strangelove, one of my favorite movies of all time, and favorite director, Stanley Kubrick, and Peter Sellers. Everybody in that movie is fucking brilliant. I watched that, and then I watched a half hour of Good Will Hunting. I was like, I have literally not seen this movie since I saw it in the movie theaters. I've seen bits and pieces because it's on, but I never just sat down to watch it. For those of you who never seen it, he's wicked smart. He cleans the floors, but he's wicked smart. Saw a little bit of that. It was crazy because that movie doesn't seem that old to me. I was like, wow, man, that fucking movie is 21 years old. And when I was just seeing just the shot of the skyline of Boston, how much it's changed since then, and how much it's gentrified. And gentrifying is Boston is that the white people became even whiter for most of those areas. And then I watched the beginning of Papillon, the original, with Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman. And then I fell asleep and just fucking woke up in Germany. It's not that bad, man. It was not that bad a fight. But here was the problem. I landed in Munich and had a connecting flight to Cologne. And they gave me a fucking 1 hour window to catch it. An 11-hour flight, and you're going to give me a 1 hour window. I was like, before I even got on the plane, I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm going to make that thing. So much shit. Just a cunt hair of a headwind for 11 hours, and I'm going to miss it. And I missed it. So I had to fucking sit there in Munich at the goddamn airport for like fucking 3 hours, waiting for the last little Southwest flight I had to take. It was like an hour flight up to Cologne. Wasn't that bad, though. But, I mean, I was cracking me up. It was making me think about the way they play football now, where before halftime you score a touchdown, you're down by a point, and rather than going for the extra point, they do dumb shit like they go for a 2-point conversion, and then they don't get it. And rather than being tied up, they're down by one, and in the end, there's some cunty thing. You're down by 4 points instead of 3, now you got to score a touchdown. That was the travel version of that. So, anyways, I got to tell you, I never think about World War II until I come over here. I watched that Ken Burns' The War, which was like a 90 fucking part, 1 hour, each one was like 1 hour long, about the war. And every time I fly over here, it's not till I get over Great Britain, and you just think about those Spitfires and the Blitzkrieg and all of that shit, Winston Churchill. Then you come onto the mainland, you start thinking about the Battle of the Bulge, Dresden, all of this fucking shit. And I was actually watching this documentary here, and it was in German, so I couldn't tell. I was like, wow, they're also talking about World War II. I figured they'd want to shy away from it. You know what I mean? The same way I don't watch highlights from last year's Super Bowl. I don't want to see those Eagles win either, right? But they were talking about, I could tell what they were talking about because I'd heard about it before. It was this top secret, basically a jet that they were just on the verge of like developing, which just would have been a fucking game changer. Like how far ahead Germany was with all of their technology. I remember hearing, I've talked about this shit before, like if you killed a German soldier as an American, you dropped your machine gun and picked up theirs. Theirs was like fucking liquid cooled or something like that. I remember hearing some German tank commander saying one Tiger was better than 3 Shermans, but the Americans always had 4. You know, typical us. We just treated it like a food court. We just piled on. Instead of the food, it was the weaponry, and we were able to get them. But some historians talk. I'm going to look up this fucking jet. First German jet, World War II. Yeah, this fucking thing. And it looked just like the Spitfire, but it had like 2 jet engines on it. So the only thing I could think, like, what the fuck would you do? How quickly that thing could get up on you. What would you try to be like Tom Cruise in that drug movie where you just slow down and the feds got to keep going by you? You know, I think that works if somebody's not trying to fucking shoot you out of the sky. So I think that that's probably what they focus on over here. They focus on how good their weapons were rather than their, missteps in society. It was called the Messerschmitt Me-262, nicknamed the Schwalbe. I'm sure I'm saying this wrong. It's German for the swallow. Was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft. That's what it was. Like basically a jet-powered fucking 2-seater. Design work started before World War II began, but problems with the engine, which means people died testing it out. The Me-262 is faster and more heavily armed than any Allied fighter, including the British jet-powered Gloucester Meteor. Look at that big clunky hunk of shit. I mean, I shouldn't talk. The Americans didn't have one, but Jesus, is that an ugly-ass fucking plane? The German one doesn't look bad. It just looks like they're, what they had. The English had the Spitfire. I don't forget we had the Cadillac. I don't fucking know shit about this stuff. But anyways, I was watching. I found that was definitely interesting. And you know what is? You know how they always make fun of the ignorant American, the fat American, and all that shit? You know what is the through line of cunty behavior? Is people getting off an international flight and doing that fast walk. I mean, you see people cutting off old people and all of this shit, just trying to not get in, trying to get as far up, to get through customs as possible. It's really fucking horrific. I always laugh thinking, like, where are you going? Where the fuck's anybody going? There's already another flight in front of you. What do you think? You're gonna get there first and you'll be first in fucking line? Maybe it works. I don't know. Life's too short to run through a fucking airport with your luggage. If you're not trying to catch a plane, you're already landed. What are you doing? Just sit on your phone, play a little fucking solitaire, and then talk to the guy up there, I didn't know what to say because, when I landed in Munich, I didn't know. Usually I have work papers. And I was sitting there thinking like, fuck, man, I don't have any fucking work papers. And I get up there. So I try to look all chill and shit, right? And the lady doesn't ask me anything. And the guy behind her is like training her. He's like, I've seen some guys. And I'm like, he's just training her, man. He's just training her. And I'm working up this lie in my head that I'm meeting my wife in Cologne, Germany. And she's coming over from London. Could it be any more convoluted? Like, really? You guys are beginning your European vacation in Cologne, Germany? Do you have family there? Did they just put up a new fucking Ferris wheel? Are you going to that fucking giant whorehouse there? Which I didn't know existed. Had no idea that fucking thing existed until I fucking looked up things to do in Cologne because I got a whole day tomorrow. I just want to go out and buy a pair of fucking Adidas over here that they don't have stateside. I'm not looking for 20 floors of whores here. Anyways, so I make it through. They stamp my passport. I think I'm all good. And then this fucking cop is just like, Guten Tag, hello. And I'm like, hey, what's up? He goes, where you going? I want to be like, where the fuck are you going? What the fuck you mean? What am I doing? You already stamped the fucking thing. So then I tell him the stupid shit about my wife coming over. He goes, is this the only place you're going to be in Germany? I was like, Cologne, Munich, Berlin. Where else? And I'm like, Warsaw, Prague, Hungary. And he goes, how long are you going to be over here? I'm like, until the 14th. He's like, of January? I was like, yeah. Then I'm like, and he starts walking towards this door with my passport. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Here we go, right? And then he just turns around and gives it to me. I was just like, all right. So then I text my fucking tour guy over here. I was like, do I need work papers? And he's like, no, you're all good. So I went through that whole fucking, what was that movie there? With that fucking guy, he has the drugs taped to him. I can't remember fucking anything. I ended up having that moment. I didn't even need to. So anyway, so I'm here. I'm obviously jet lagged, but my hour is ready to go, and I plan on kicking the shit out of people right through Europe, and this is going to be a thrash. So my only thing I need to do is I need to get my kiddo some shell toes, get my wife some sneakers, and get myself some sneakers. And other than that, all I do when I go to new countries, because I don't like clutter, is that little flag you buy that people sew in their coat? I just buy that thing. And I've never sewed them onto anything. I just keep them in a little plastic bag. Which, by the way, I saw this thing where people try to break the record to see all the country, go to every country in the fucking world. First of all, it's like, what country do you come from where your country doesn't have beef with any other nation? You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, the way they're fucking whacking people nowadays. But anyways, it's like some people have done it by the time they're like in their 20s. Then I read this one guy was saying, that he started to do it. But then after, he got up to 120-something countries and he realized that he wasn't traveling. He wasn't seeing anything. He was just going there and just, flying all the way to China and getting like a fucking, some fucking shrimp fried rice and then just flying on to fucking Thailand and doing whatever the fuck he did there, Stand next to an elephant and take a picture. It's like not traveling is what the guy was saying. So, I don't know. Am I babbling right now? I probably am. I'm fucking jet lagged here. Oh my God. Did you guys think, I'm going to try to get more into like pop culture to expand the reach of my podcast. Oh my God. Madonna went up at this legendary gay club and showed off what some people were saying was a brand new ass. They're trying to say she got ass implants. All right? And I'm like, okay, why the fuck would you get a brand new ass in your 60s? Why would you get a new ass anyways? I don't understand that one. You know what I mean? I don't really understand the tits. I don't understand taking anything and putting it in your body that you can't kind of get rid of. You know what I mean? Shit it out. You got fucking... I got to see what those fucking things look like. But anyway, so I'm going like, oh my God, she's lost her fucking mind. And then I find out that she has a new album coming out. Nobody's really been talking about her. It was fucking brilliant. I bet it wasn't even real. I bet she just went down to a joke shop, with their phony British accent. Right, I'm going to put this fake ass in the back of me pants. Promote me new album. What's her new album? What's her new album called, huh? Songs about coming. Something about sex. Anyways, let's see. Fake ass implants. Let's see what these things look like. Are these like, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. What in the, oh, those are tits. I thought that was somebody's ass. I'm like, why is there so much space in the butt crack? It was cleavage. All right, this is just all calling out people with butt implants. This is something that guys get blamed for, and this is chicks. This is classic chick on chick hate, and they're gonna fucking trash you. I want to see what it looks like. Oh my God. Oh my God, what the fuck? That can't be fucking real. I don't understand why do people do shit like this to themselves? Because of the pressure. The fucking media puts that's not the pressure. You gave into it, all right? There's a lot of pressure out there to have a full head of fucking wavy hair. This fucking transparent fucking jackass doesn't give into it. Why the fuck are you? You gonna fucking blame society? All right. What do ass implants look like? Google must be like, oh my God, this guy's dumb. I want to know what they look like. People feel butt implants. Oh my God, they're just like those giant silicone fucking things. These fucking lazy assholes. Just go do some squats. Go do some squats and just admit that you're not fucking Jennifer Lopez, whoever the fuck has the best ass right now. Anyways, dude, I should do that. I've been threatening to get hair plugs, right, out here in Eastern Europe. You know, I'm not in Eastern Europe yet, but what I consider Eastern Europe, anything that was behind the communist bloc. When I go to fucking the other side of Berlin, the east side of Berlin, I'm going to get some fucking stem cell shot in my head, and I'm going to come back with this ridiculous fucking lion's mane of ginger hair. And you guys are all going to be like, oh my God, what the fuck? Did you guys see Bill's fucking hair plugs? And eventually you'll be like, hey man, he's got a new special coming out. I'm gonna fucking, I mean, Madonna's the master at it, you know. I'd be lucky to stick around for half as long as she has. So, I mean, if that's what you got to do, maybe I should do it. You know what, guys? I don't watch Fight Club because it triggers me. It makes me not like my body. And I just feel like Brad Pitt is just, he's, what do they say? He's just setting the bar too high. I can't, like, I just don't understand why nobody calls these women out. Like, how fucking self-involved are you that you're looking at a movie star and you start thinking like, oh, God, I have to compete with that? No, just appreciate, compete with that. You're not even in the same fucking solar system as that. I can throw a football, but I don't look at an NFL quarterback and be like, why does he have to throw it so hard? Why does he have to be so accurate? Anyways, Jesus Christ, the internet, my God. Comedians, from a fellow comedian, please stop attacking other comedians. What are we doing? We need to circle the wagons here. Jesus fucking Christ. Don't comedians get enough shit? We're going to sit here and fucking attack each other? The fuck are we doing? I feel like this is like at the end of the Blair Witch, when those kids kept ending up in the same place in the woods and they were losing their fucking minds. This is what's going on. Well, I for the life of me, I just don't understand how a comedian could trash another comedian publicly like that. I mean, amongst your friends, you got, this guy's a hack, this guy stinks, blah, 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 blah. I like this guy, you know. Everybody does that in every fucking... But to go on there and then to actually talk about what subjects should or shouldn't be discussed. I mean, there's like comedians out there, they sound like Tipper Gore back in the 80s when she was freaking out about hair metal. I think there's bigger problems in the world than someone going on stage trying out new jokes that he's not putting out to the world. He's just working on them. That's all that was happening. Jesus Christ, I think some of the fucking shit I've said on stage, just fucking around. And it leads to something. It's part of it. It's like somebody saying, like, listening to the first version of a hit song, going, oh my God, that fucking sucks. It's like, yeah, well, we're working on it. How the fuck could somebody fucking... Everybody's acting like... Not everybody, but there's people out there, they're acting like fucking... My God, they're acting like soccer moms. It's just a fucking weird goddamn time. And anyways, it's hard enough right now to try to avoid a fucking scandal you're not even looking for. We don't need to be attacking each other, right? So God bless all the comedians out there. God bless whatever the fuck it is they're trying to do. They're trying to be funny. You know, and let these fucking non-comedians say what you should and shouldn't joke about. Let them sound stupid like that. Jesus fucking Christ. You remember Tipper Gore? Remember that lady? Way back in the day? Poor Al. Can you imagine that? I bet he listened to all that. I bet he listened to Motley Crue and all of them back in the day. Wish I could do a fucking Al Gore impression. I'd sing fucking Kickstart My Heart in the Al Gore voice. All right, let me I had a set the other night at the Comedy Store, late night, and I was just in a stupid mood, and the piano player was laughing, and I just started playing to him. And I said like 2 or 3 fucking things that I would never put in a special. I would never ever. It was just, and it wouldn't even have worked in that room at like 8, 9 o'clock at night, 9, 10 o'clock. But once you go on the other side of midnight, it just becomes like a different fucking thing. Now, all right, if anyone were to film that, whatever the fuck it is I was talking, what the fuck did I talk about? Remember, don't say it. Don't say, fucking say it. Right? One of those sets. If all of a sudden now somebody at 8 in the morning is eating their toast and then somebody says it, you know what I mean? It's like, for as much as a dick as I am, you know, if I go to church, if I ever go to church, I go like once a fucking year. When I go there, I don't act the way I act at the fucking Comedy Store, nor would I. And I wouldn't feel like if what I said at the Comedy Store, I then said in a church, if people got offended, I wouldn't then feel like I was having a Lenny Bruce moment and I was fucking being censored. Yeah, there's a time and a place for things. And it's just like, you know, to just fucking take somebody, they're working on their shit, doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then you take it and fucking throw it in everybody's face at 9 in the morning on Twitter. Everybody's, he said, what? Oh, the fucking, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. It's a really, people, just to let you know, making jokes about really dark things a lot of times is a way to avoid the pain. It doesn't mean you don't care about it. That's really the way, it is such like page 1 of comedy. And if you don't understand that, then you don't know what you're talking about. And you really need to stand down, I think. Anyways, there's my little fucking 2 cents of it. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't fucking imagine. I can't ever fucking imagine telling a comic what the fuck they should be saying on stage. Yet, let alone trying to incite other people who aren't comedians to fucking share that point of view. If I did that, evidently nowadays, I would be a progressive liberal. It used to be the hardcore right. What is going on? The world has gone mad. Down is up is down, black is white. What the fuck? All right, Dollar Shave Club. And I'm not trashing anybody. I'm just fucking saying, guys, don't fucking pick on each other. We're going to get enough shit out there, evidently. From Butthurt Alley over there. All right, Dollar Shave Club, everybody. Dollar Shave Club has everything you need to look, feel, and smell your best. You never have to go to the store. If you're ever pushing a mop at fucking MIT and your fucking butt itches and you can't fucking solve the math problem, it's because you didn't use a one-wipe Charlie. Little Goodwill Hunting, little Dollar Shave Club there. That's called a mashup. I believe the kids call it a mashup. That's because they deliver everything you need right to your door, and they keep you fully stocked on what you use so you don't run out. Here's how it works. Dollar Shave Club has everything you need to get ready. No matter what you're getting ready for, they have you covered head to toe. For your hair, your skin, to say your hair and just assume that people aren't bald who are reading this really triggers me, and I really feel that everybody at Dollar Shave Club should lose their job so I can feel better. Your face, you name it, they have it. What do you mean, you name it, they have it? Even child pornography? I'm triggered again. I need Gillette to also apologize just because they make shave stuff too. And when I see that, it reminds me of this read. Sorry, that was my impression of 2020 around September, if this continues. And they have this new program where they automatically keep you stocked up on the products you use. You determine what you want and when you want it, and it shows up right at your door from once a month to once every 6 months. Plus, with their handsome discount, the more you buy, the more you save. And right now, Dollar Shave Club has a bunch of starter sets you can try for just $5, like their oral care kit. After that, the restock box ships regular size products at a regular price. Get your starter set for just $5 right now at dollarshaveclub.com/burr. That's dollarshaveclub.com/burr. This is how dumb I am and how bad I was at math. When I was watching Goodwill Hunting, they have this amazing establishing shot of MIT, some sort of giant dome, and I didn't even recognize what it was. I thought they were in Rome. I thought it was some old building. And then all of a sudden he was inside mopping the floor. I was like, oh, I guess that's what MIT looks like. I mean, I'd seen it. You drive by, if I remember correctly, you go by it over a bridge. Isn't it right off Kenmore Square? You go over that bridge, but there's always trees sort of obstructing it, you know? I don't know. Math triggers me. Butcher Box, everybody. Butcher Box delivers healthy 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef, free-range organic chicken, and heritage-bred pork. The incredible quality of Butcher Box meat starts with the commitment to raising animals humanely and free of antibiotics and hormones. Cook with peace of mind knowing you are eating healthy, high-quality meat. Each box comes with at least 8 to 11 pounds of meat, which is enough for 24 individual-sized meals. Unless you're a fucking binge-eating fat fuck, then, you know, it's probably an overnight snack. Right, gonna have me 12 pork chops before I go to bed. You can choose from 5 different box types: all beef, beef and chicken, beef and pork, mixed box, custom box, which lets you choose your own cuts. And now, announcing our new brand of protein, Wild Alaskan Salmon. This isn't just Alaskan salmon. This is wild Alaskan salmon. All right, you give this fish a couple of shots, it's showing its tits. I'm sorry. Butcher Box shows their pure, sustainably harvested salmon from Bristol Bay, Alaska, unlike any salmon you'll find in your local stores. How do you know it's from there? They got a certain style, certain swagger, the way they move their tail. Literally, its red color means that this salmon is as fresh as nutrient-rich as it gets. Oh, yeah. For $20 off your first box and 2 pounds of free salmon, go to butcherbox.com/burr and enter burr, B-U-R-R. That's butcherbox.com and enter burr, B-U-R-R. All right, what am I up to here? Oh, 27 minutes. Oh, Jesus, it flies by. Liverpool got their first loss of the year. I missed the game. I couldn't find it here. I was watching some sort of soccer over here where they had this really small net. What is that, indoor soccer? Looked like it was outside. And there was some sort of basketball going on. And all they were doing was speaking in German. Everybody was talking in German. And then the crowd was chanting defense in English. It's weird. It's weird the words that come, you know. I mean, I guess I use Blitzkrieg. Do I? I don't think I do. Anyways, yeah, so I couldn't find the fucking game. Congratulations to Man City. I didn't realize. I know it was like a huge deal when they won it, understatement, a few years ago. They came out of fucking nowhere and won the whole goddamn thing. And I guess they handled Liverpool pretty nicely. Some sort of controversial fucking goal. I don't know what happened, but the way my brain works is like, fuck, when do we play these guys again? And we got to figure out how to beat them or we're going to lose in the playoffs. And then it's just like, oh, wait, they don't have playoffs. It's just the end of the year, whoever has the most points, whatever the fuck they call it. Which I can't quite. Do you get 3 points for a win and 1 for a decision? I don't fucking know. Dude, I'm so fucking jet lagged. I just was on YouTube, and I think I just learned how to play snooker. But anyways, then they don't have to fucking play. They could like lose to them every time they fucking play them, but still win the whole thing. Makes no fucking sense. Anyways, I gotta kill a day tomorrow here in Cologne, Germany. What is there to do here? Is there a good sneaker store here? I don't want to go to like the Adidas store. Is there a place where they have like, you know, a bunch of different like, you know, Adidas that you wouldn't get at the Adidas store? You know, like a undefeated type store. You know what I mean? One of those types of stores. You know what I mean? The ones where the super fucking crazy sneakerhead type fucking people go to. That's what I want to go to. Because I have to come back with some original shit. I can't just come back with a pair of Run DMC looking fucking shell toes that, you know, my wife and kid could have got down the fucking street at the mall. You know what I mean? So help me out if you can. Send me a tweet, all right? And, all right, I think that's it. God bless you all. Thank you to everybody who's coming out to my show tomorrow night. I'm so psyched to be over here with one of my great friends in the world, Paul Verzi, Club Soda Kenny. We're going to have a great time over here, and thank you to everybody that's coming out to the shows. Yeah, that's it. I'm really looking forward to this. And I don't know. It feels weird to end on something positive, but I think I'm going to. All right? So have a great weekend, you cunts, and I'll check in. I'll talk to you on Monday. Enjoy the music, and there'll be another half-hour greatest hits from a Thursday afternoon podcast from, I don't know, some fucking Thursday earlier this year or, I don't know, years ago. I have no idea. All right. See you.
Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it is the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, January 3rd, 2011. Did you guys have a nice New Year's? I hope you had a nice holiday, seriously, before I say cunt for the first time on a podcast this year. Officially, that one wasn't official. That was just me stating it, like in a court of law. As in, I asked the defendant where he was coming from, and he told me, quote, to go fuck myself. See? Now, that lawyer is saying the F word, but it's not. That example made no goddamn sense whatsoever. Anyways, I hope you guys all had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and all that. Now that you're back at work, you know, this is a weird week. This is another weird week. Last week was the weird, depressing week, unless you're a college student or something. Or you know, a kid, you're living at home or some shit, then it's great. Because you got time off from school, everything's awesome, you're going sledding, right? You're making ice balls, you're throwing them at the fat kid down the street, right? The ice ball fucking snowball, right? Put a nice chunk of ice in there, you pack it with some powdery stuff, and you say, hey, fatty, you want to have a snowball fight, right? You can't, oh my God, they're finally including me. Jesus, it's been so rough since July when they laughed at my man tits. Down at the town pool, and he thinks he's included, right? I love all the mean fucks who are laughing at this right now. And then what do? Bring him over, right? He throws a couple of fucking Colorado snowballs, that powdery shit at you, and then you fucking set him up like Pat Patterson when he took out the fucking brass knuckles when he beat Ted DiBiase for the Intercontinental Championship in 1980. But you knew that. Maybe it was 81. I don't fucking remember. Right? And you fucking nail that fatty right in the side of his head. He goes down, he cries. Half his face goes numb. He gets Bell palsy from laying in that half-frozen puddle. And all your friends laugh. You don't even help him up. And he's laying there in his dirty orange fucking puffy coat that he just got for Christmas. And where does he go? He goes back inside. And sits down and plays fucking video games until he's 36. And that's the first time he discovers Craigslist. You know? With a quivering voice and trembling fingers, he picks up the old rotary phone. I don't know where I'm going with this. I think initially I was going to make fun that kids don't even do this shit anymore because they're too busy being inside playing video games. And then it just sort of spun off to a vignette of my childhood. You know what's funny is that whole thing never really happened. I was on both sides of that snowball. Jesus, that was pathetic. You know, I think it's important in life to remember that at some point you were on the wrong side of an ice snowball. Am I really just going to do the mock gay voice to just get out of every difficult comedy moment? I think I'm going to. I've been doing it for the first 3 years of this podcast. People, do you understand that I am basically about a year and a half away from being 5 years into this podcast and actually getting to do a reunion show with myself? You know, thicker head of hair, 5 pounds lighter, just as much as a douche, just as much of a douche. That's something in 2011. I would like to have more sentences that make sense. Did you guys make any New Year's resolutions? Well, I can't hear them, so shut up. What are you, an idiot? You're going to sit there and rattle them off? Look at that goddamn cubicle. You're really going to sit in that fucking thing for another year? Are you? That's right. Look down in shame at your belt buckle. That snazzy little belt buckle that you bought that you thought would set off your suit. You know, make people see you at the gas station standing there thinking that you actually have some sort of a fucking desk where you can look across at somebody else, where you wield a little bit of power. This is actually creeping me out. I don't want to make somebody do something crazy. It's okay. A cubicle is just a stepping stone to a cubicle that's even larger. And then one day being the final 3 people to get the corner office, and then you realize that you've been replaced by a fucking robot. Speaking of which, I got to find this email that somebody sent me. If I was organized, I would have heard it by now. In the meantime, my goals this year is I'm finally going to rehab the fucking torn abdomen muscle that I fucked up at a Pirates game. I'm going on 3 fucking years. 3 years ago, I tried to show that I could go into the pike position at 40 years of age. Okay? God damn it, I did it, but I didn't stretch. And I think I talked to you guys about this right after I did it. God damn it, I've been doing the podcast long enough. Go back to like July of 2008. Somewhere in there, I went to a Pirates game when I was working the Pittsburgh Improv. And I wanted to show off what great shape I was in. And here I am 3 years later, still dealing with, 2.5 years later, still dealing with that. What the hell is it? Oh, they are watching. Yeah, so anyways, let me before I get into the conspiracy theory, which I took a break from in 2010 because I wanted to actually enjoy my life. Yeah, I want to rehab it. Anybody can give me some WebMD free advice? Come on, there's got to be a personal trainer out there. I know when you tear an abdomen muscle, you're supposed to rest it. And then after you rest it from 1 to 4 weeks, according to my stomach hurts, and I don't know why.com, you're supposed to rest it for 1 to 4 weeks and then begin doing some sort of rehab, which, I don't know how to do it. I found just sitting there in the plank position helps for you yoga people out there. It's sort of like the push-up position, but you're on your forearms. That seemed to have helped it, but I don't know. I fucked it up the other day, and it's really frustrating. It's frustrating. So anyways, I want to rehab that. I want to eat better this year. And I want to continue to not drink for as long as I can. I'm going for 100 days. I'm going for 100 days. In fact, listen to this, fuckos. I went to the Rose Bowl this year, and I did not drink. I did not drink. And I know there's a lot of you who are disappointed that I didn't drink because you want me to fill up your life with the hilarious story of me making an ass of myself once again to kick off a new year. Well, God damn it, I didn't. But I stood around and I watched enough other people fucking do it, and I still have plenty of stories, and I got the brain cells to remember them. It's a fucking awesome game. It was Wisconsin versus TCU, and I was like most people. I'm like, who the fuck is TCU? And then you look in the program. Let me go grab the Rose Bowl program. Hang on one second. You guys just sit tight. Just relax as I walk across the room trying to find the Rose Bowl program. Oh, here it is. Look at this. I found it. I really need to get an assistant on this podcast. All right, I'm back. So here's the Rose Bowl program. And basically, the Rose Bowl this year, if you were going to turn it into an awful made-for-TV movie, this was I guess it was a story about respect. All right, in that, people barely respect Wisconsin because they never go to the Rose Bowl. I can't remember the last time they won the Big Ten championship, but they finally won it. They won it, and they beat the likes of let's see who they beat. All right, let's go through their whole fucking season here really quickly. Stop rolling your eyes, you fucking commie non-sports fan cunt. All right, Start off the year, they beat UNLV. These are the cupcake games early in the year. Then they beat San Jose State, Arizona State. There's a Pac-10 team. Austin P. Is that somebody's name? Did they play like one guy? Then they beat Michigan State. Then they beat Minnesota. They beat Ohio State, right? Big Ten, Iowa, Purdue. You've heard of these teams. Indiana, Michigan. One of those teams they actually lost to, but I went by too quickly. Northwestern. You know, they played some fucking teams. TCU, on the other hand, didn't play shit. So in case you're down there outside of Dallas, Texas Christian, oh Jesus, University, and you wonder why no one gives a fuck about the Mountain West program, I want you to write me and tell me just exactly. Okay, Oregon State, that's Pac-10. That's Tennessee Tech. This is their undefeated season. They beat Oregon State, Tennessee Tech, Baylor, SMU, Colorado State, Wyoming, BYU, Air Force, UNLV, Utah, San Diego State, New Mexico. That was their undefeated season. And they're sitting there scratching the top of their fucking heads, wondering why that people are questioning their record. All right? So here's the deal. I'm sitting there going, all right, I like this. Big Ten, even though the Big Ten isn't what it used to be, considering they went 0-5 on fucking New Year's Day. Who doesn't like an underdog? So I'm going, well, fuck it, man. I'm going to root for TCU, even though they have Christian, oh, Jesus, in the middle of their fucking name, which you know what that means. They automatically think they're better than everybody else, and Jesus loves us best, despite the fact that they're preaching that everybody needs to be more understanding like Jesus. Somehow they miss the irony of the fact that they feel like they're the chosen ones, like all stupid fucking religions do, right? Jewish people think they're the chosen ones. Christians think they're the chosen ones. Muslim thinks that, you know what, you guys are all a bunch of douchebags, all right? None of you matter. That's why there's so many of us. If we were special, there'd only be like 9 of us. Once there's 7 billion of anything, I mean, we're not special anymore, okay? Do you understand that? We're like socks, you know? Actually, some poor people can't afford socks. The socks are still important to some people, you know? I know what the fuck I'm saying. So TCU, they got a fucking bee in their bonnet about how nobody's respecting them. So I'm sitting there. This is before I talked to anybody from TCU. I just saw, all right, you know, purple and black, those are decent colors, man. I like those. Wisconsin, I'm looking at all these fatties from Wisconsin, you know, walking around. Just horrible. Horrible shape. I think when Europeans look at America and they think of the fat fucks, you know, I don't know. I think they send away for a Wisconsin university brochure every year. I don't know what, because Jesus Christ, those were some healthy fucking people. All right. Evidently, the recession has not hit Wisconsin yet because those people have plenty of money for extra food. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and we start to walk into the game, right? Me and 3 of my buddies, we're all, and I don't name names on this fucking thing. We go to walk into this goddamn thing, and I start looking around. After a wonderful tailgate, we really did it up this year. Plenty of booze, which I did not partake in. I brought a 12-pack of water. Go ahead, email me, call me a fag. I don't give a fuck. I feel great. You fucking cunts. Look at, I'm still defensive about it. You know? At least I'm one of those, I'm not a preachy sober person. I'm not going like, you know, why do you do that? What are you running from? I know why you're doing it, because it's fucking fun. And I'd still be doing it if my head didn't get 3 times the size of its usual enormous size. You know? My head, when I'm not boozing, looks like one of the moons of Jupiter, okay? I don't need to continue adding to it. You know, and then have it be like Pluto, and then scientists can fucking debate on whether or not it's a fucking planet, all right? Fucking. There you go. See? I needed the help there. The F word for me is my what are those things? The HGH of my fucking comedy, all right? And I will continue to use it, and I don't give a shit, because they're not banned in my industry. Anyways, so what was I saying? Okay, so we had a great tailgate. We show up. Came in the back way this year. All right, we parked right along the fence. We were right near the clubhouse, on the golf course, and then I could literally see one of the lights, that lights up the stadium. So we were right there. There was no way we were getting lost this year. I actually brought a frying pan, brought some eggs. We had burgers, hot dogs, steak. We had shit to throw in the omelets, cheese, everything you want. We had a spatula. We brought tongs. We had napkins. We had a fucking garbage bag. We had a grill, bag of charcoal, 4 bags of fucking ice, a cool. We had everything. We had fucking corn chips. We had salsa. We had 2 bottles of mustard, whole jar of fucking pickles, ketchup. We had everything. We had real forks and steak knives for the steaks. We had everything except for a fucking table. God, next year is going to be every year. 2 bottles of Crown Royal, a case of fucking beer. We were ready to go. We even had orange juice for the fucking eggs. We were ready to go, and we forgot a goddamn table. So anyways, we start the day off with one of the best fucking omelets you're ever going to have. New Year's Day, sitting on a golf course on a sunny day, knowing the rest of the goddamn country's snowed in, screaming at some ticket agent that they got to get back to Albuquerque before their yak, shits the bed, right? We forgot a goddamn table, which isn't bad when you're eating an omelet. But when you're eating a fucking steak that's 1.5 inches thick, that's been cooked at best rare. Supposed to be medium rare, okay? It was just medium rare. What happens is you got it on a paper plate, and as you use pressure to cut into that, it creases in the middle, and you see this puddle of grease. It just starts coming. It comes close to your balls and then goes away, just like the tide coming in. And you're sitting there going, I really should just drip the rest of this grease down into the grass, kill a couple of ladybugs, and then continue on with the eating process. But it tastes so fucking good. You go, you know what? I think I can do it one more time. And then you do it, and what happens? It fucking rolls right off onto your jeans. And you ever notice, I don't give a fuck what you spill, where you spill it. You could have your arms outstretched. If you spill any sort of liquid, it not only does it land in your crotch, it lands right at the head of your dick. So it always looks like you pissed your pants. So that's what I look like. I had grease on the front of my pants. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here watching all these Wisconsin fans walking around, and they got these candy-striped fucking overalls. They look like Richard Simmons shorts if you fucking mugged them and cleaned out his closet of early 80s fucking gayest running shorts ever, and you somehow turned them into overalls. It'd be one thing if women were wearing them. That'd be kind of hot, right? But there was a bunch of guys wearing them, too. They all look like a juggler's convention is the best way to put it. So I'm sitting there going, man, I like the Big Ten. I want to root for Wisconsin. Then every once in a while, because it seemed to be like 80%, 75%, maybe 70% at the smallest Wisconsin fans, and then TCU. So, who doesn't like an underdog? So I start walking towards the stadium, right? And I'm thinking, I'm going to go for TCU. Fuck this. I hope this little Mountain West, whatever fucking, I don't even know what conference they're from. Huh? I hope these guys win. And I start going up to the stadium, and one of my buddies elbows me, and he turns around and he points to these TCU fans, and this guy is wearing brown loafers, these light purple, like corduroy Dockers with the TCU emblem, and then like a V-neck sweater, and like these Ray-Ban fucking risky business sunglasses on. And I like if you were casting a movie, do you guys see Facebook, that Facebook social network? Do you know how like the Harvard guys were? This is what this guy looked like. And I was like, oh my, are you serious? Is this guy an anomaly? Or is this really what TCU is all about? And my buddy literally goes to me, he goes, that's it, I'm rooting for Wisconsin. I look at this fucking guy, and I was sitting there going, you know what? I think he's right. No, maybe it's just this one fucking guy. And then I see another guy. He has on a purple fucking blazer with gold buttons, a white shirt, some pleated slacks, and loafers to the game. And all of a sudden I start looking at these. It's not all of them, But a good 15% of them are dressed this way, looking like those rich kids who fucking, air quote, accidentally kill their date, And then they say it was consensual because she wanted rough sex too, and their daddy has enough fucking money to get him out of it. That's what they started looking like. So I'm like, holy shit. Fuck this. I'm rooting for Wisconsin. Now we're in the crush to get in the game. And I look in front of me, and there's this pasty, fat fuck Wisconsin fan in front of me with the Wisconsin hat turned around, and I don't know if it was dry skin or eczema. He had a perfect band of it going around the back of his, his hairline at the back of his head, and the flakes of it were on the back of his sweatshirt. I know, I hope you're not eating. Okay? So I'm looking at him going, oh, horrified. Absolutely horrified. And then I'm turning around, I'm looking at these fucking slack and sport coat wearing douchebags. And at that point, I didn't know who I was for. I was actually hoping that during the flyover, one of the jets would go into the crowd and they could just start all over again. It was horrific. Worst group of fans I've seen in 3 years. Granted, I was sober this time and I could actually remember this. So I go into the stadium, right? And lo and behold, I'm in the TCU section, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't know if I like this. And all of a sudden I just start hearing, TCU! This girl like 3 rows back, TCU! Come on, frogs! Come on, frogs! And I go, frogs? They had I didn't know what they were. You got to give it to Wisconsin. Badger is a badass fucking animal. TCU Horned Frogs. Okay, and their mascot it looks like something out of like that Star Wars bar scene, And they go, let's go frog, come on, TCU. TCU. And I'm looking at the girls, and they have their jeans tucked into their cowboy boots like they're in that band Great White. And then on top they have like these dime store Dolly Parton cowboy hats on. And I was like, oh my God, I fucking hate these people. And at that point, and I was sitting right in the middle of them, and I immediately just became a Wisconsin fan. Now, in defense of TCU, I think if I was hanging in the Wisconsin section, I would have rooted for TCU. I would have rooted for TCU. In the middle of me just screaming that, TCU, come on, frogs. I can't tell if Nia just laughed or the guy downstairs yelled at me. Oh, that's a dog. Oh, okay, my fault. Or it's Mel Blanc. Could anybody imitate a dog barking better than that guy? Anyways, let's plow ahead here. So then I just sat there and just was rooting for Wisconsin. And I just wanted, I just, another thing too that is really fucking annoying about TCU fans, okay, is no matter what's going on during the game, they have a reason to fucking put their hands in the air so you can't see the fucking game. Anytime it was third down, they had this gay little thing where, you make the I'm okay sign? They would do that, signifying third down. And then they would just sort of shake their hands like, yoo-hoo, just in case you don't know what down it is. And everybody. So it's like third down. And anybody who watches football knows third down is a really important fucking down. As a fan who paid a fuckload for the ticket, you want to see what happened. And these fucking idiots are so busy going, toodaloo. You couldn't see anything. Then not to mention, this fat whore in front of me who, from the size of her, should have been a Wisconsin fan. But then again, I've been to Houston, Texas, okay? Those people like their barbecue, too. These are the people that really make America look bad. It's the fucking middle of the country. You goddamn people, I don't know what your problem is. It's because you're landlocked? Don't they have swimming pools where you people could do a couple of laps? People on the coast are in shape, all right? Seattle, all the way down to San Diego. These motherfuckers are in shape. Go ahead. San Diego, go right up the coast. Los Angeles, San Francisco, or Portland, Oregon, they're in shape. Seattle, they're in shape. Vancouver, I even leave the country and they're fucking in shape. You start getting out there in Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin. Fucking people are horrific. Other than Florida. Florida doesn't count. All right, Florida is, I don't know what it is. It's like the ball bag. Everybody says it looks like a dick. To me, it looks like a fucking 56-year-old scrotum just hanging there after the dick got lopped off. Anyways, so they handed out, like them doing that third down thing wasn't enough. They handed out these fucking little purple, like, rags. Okay, first of all, stealing from the Pittsburgh Steelers, the terrible towel. They steal that, and then on them it said, "Fear the Frog," which they stole from Maryland. Fear the Turtle, right? The first school to actually admit that they have a bad name, a bad mascot fucking name. So then what they would, this fucking fat whore in front of me, I swear to God, every goddamn play. Okay, her fucking team would be, we had end zone seats, was in the other end zone at Wisconsin's 10-yard line trying to drive in for a score. Okay, they're 90 yards away if you're standing on the goal line. Forget about being 40, 50 fucking rows up in the goddamn stand. And she would be sitting there as she's talking to a friend, too. That's what killed me. Classic broad at a game. She's sitting there shooting the shit, you know. She probably went there for the tournament of fucking roses. And she just kept it. And I tapped her on her fleshy shoulder. And she immediately took it as I was saying, put it down. I said, can you just wave it? Can you wave it more in front of you? Which, this is the funniest thing ever. She does. And immediately realizes that when she does it, she can't see the fucking game. Welcome to my world, you fat whore. That's what I've been dealing with for the last 3 fucking quarters. So then what she did was she then switched it into her left hand. Okay? Because not only is she a fat whore, she's a dumb fat whore. Okay? In the first moment when I tapped her, she was like, oh, this guy must be a Wisconsin fan. You know? Because he's telling me to put it down. Then she realizes, oh, it's in his way. Then she waves it in front of her face and realizes, oh, now I can't see. And you would think at that point, light would dawn on her fucking fat head, and she'd be like, oh, I get it. If I wave this thing, people behind me can't see the fucking game. Not this fat whore. Not this one. She fucking puts it in the left hand and starts waving like that, like that's the solution. Like she doesn't notice that there's another fucking 80,000 fans to her fucking left. It was the worst. And it's times like those where I just, times like those were made for Taster's Choice. Remember that coffee? Just brew up a nice hot pot and you just dump it right over her fucking head. That's what I would have liked in a perfect world. And as she screamed from these scalding burns, she would collapse afterwards or maybe pass out. Either way, she would be out of my way. And I got to tell you, that would be the equivalent of 3 normal Americans who live on the coasts, who live near the ocean. Hey, you know what? I just realized that's how I'm going to make my $1 million, my multi-million dollars, so I can parachute out of this goddamn business. I've been trying to come up with some bullshit that I could sell for $19.95 late at night. I think I just did. You know, I'm going to sell ocean water and little salt shakers for $19.95. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go, you know, have you ever noticed how, you know, people who live on the coast of this country are in shape? You know, and I'll just show a bunch of good-looking people running down the street with their knees nice and high, like the Wisconsin fucking marching band, which was the shit. Just running down the fucking street, you know, high-stepping it. And then the white version of high-stepping, which is basically bring our knees up to our waist as opposed to the grambling black version where you basically, you know, you couldn't do it in a dome stadium because you would break your fucking toes. Whatever, black people, we're trying. We're trying. Anyways, so yeah, I would sell that, and I would just say, and then you know, are you tired of being fat in the middle of the country and just show somebody a Cinnabon taking a bite out of it, and then just looking at the camera like, you know, throwing their arms up like, oh yeah, I am sick of being a fat fuck. You know, they have Cinnabons on the East Coast. On the West Coast? Why aren't they fat fucks? And I just spin it. It's because they live near the ocean and they're smelling that salt water in the air. And I'll just make up a bunch of shit. I'll pay off some fucking people in the FDA. It doesn't seem like a hard thing to do considering half the drugs that get approved nowadays. And I'll just say it's because of smelling saltwater air that you're able to eat Cinnabon and shed off those fucking pounds. And I'll sell it like little bottles of fucking cologne to every fatty in the fucking Midwest. And I'll make my money. And then I'm going to move to Denmark. And I'm going to pay 90% taxes, yet have free health insurance and, and a little Vespa. I'm going to go around those little fucking those little streets out there. I'm trying to put together a Scandinavian tour, by the way, this year. I'm really looking forward to that. So there you go. You know something? Like you, I also lost interest halfway through that. So that was the Rose Bowl for me this year. I didn't drink. I had a fucking awesome time. I remembered the game. Congratulations to TCU. Let's go, Frogs. Congratulations to you horribly, horribly dressed human beings. Just horribly dressed. Trash. White trash is the only way to describe what I saw out there. You guys really looked like you never left the greater Dallas area. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I'm never going to get an opportunity to perform at that school. And if I ever get an offer, I'm going to be really suspect of it, thinking that they actually listen to this podcast. Oh, my God, the dime store fucking the women all dressed like that Dolly Parton movie, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, except they were serious. I'm going to put on my best hat for this one. I saw a guy, I actually took a picture of him. Or did I zoom into him? I have some video. I got to give it to my web guy. Of this guy. He was dressed in a suit with a big black Stetson, looking like fucking J.R. Ewing stand-in. You know, if it was the early 80s, he would have looked good, you know. But it's fucking 2011, dude. It's time to let that go. You're fucking oil man / coke dealer. Look from fucking 1981. 30 years later, you're still rocking that look. Like dead serious. Dead serious. These are the kind of people that think like that you can cure homosexuals. You know? And, like when those country singers like need a hit, so they just write a song about how great America is, and the fans are too dumb to see through the fact that they're just trying to make money. You know, I like America, and if you don't like it, the fuck out. Because it's the best goddamn nation, even though the schools are going down the shitter. And just ignoring everything. Speaking of which, I got a great underrated, overrated here this week that somebody sent in. And, you guys know I'm a moron, so I couldn't put it any better than this guy. This guy says overrated. The New Year on TV. Every fucking year, all these celebrities come on and say how amazing the new year is. How is it any more amazing than the last? The population is still rising, and people are just getting more fucking stupid and fat. You know, for comedic purposes, you should have said more fucking fat and stupid. See the alliteration. More fucking stupid and fat, you know. That's just like, after you've gone down the roller coaster, you've gone down, taking the big drop, you get those little ones that don't even scare you, those little bunny hills. But if you say more fucking fat and stupid, fucking fat, you get two of those in a row, that's like going right down the big one. Anyways, I'll help you out here. The population is still rising, and people are getting more fucking fat and stupid. The banks are still stealing our money spelled A-R-E, our money, and the politicians still lie. I don't see how it is anything more than depressing and pathetic. Loved your special. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with you. 100% agree with you. To the point, it's so fucking depressing that I just got a dog a couple years ago because no one else seems to give a shit. And in the line of that, here's some conspiracy theory for you. Somebody said, Bill, he wrote, they are watching. And I got trashed for talking about conspiracy theory. I've been trashed for talking about those automated checkout lines in the grocery store and saying that I'm paranoid and I'm afraid of technology and all this technology is just going to help my life and make my life more easier. And why don't you trust these big fucking corporations, basically? It's the shit that people are giving me. The same way people gave me shit for trashing the Jets, saying that the Jets haven't done anything, so I don't know why they're fucking Super Bowl favorites. What, because the coach said they're going to win every fucking game? This is the best way I can sum up Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan is the Tila Tequila of NFL head coaches. Famous for nothing in particular. He's never won anything, yet everybody knows who he is and is hanging on his words like he has something to fucking say. What? Because he dropped 9,000 F-bombs on HBO? He's famous for that. He wore a wig in a press conference, and we found out he has a foot fetish. Oh, yeah. Toss him right in there with Chuck Noll. Fucking ridiculous. By the way, speaking of that, the Steelers finally look like the Steelers I thought that they were going to look like when Roethlisberger came back. That is a scary-ass team. And I know they were just playing the Browns. But when Palomalu is playing, it's an entirely different team. So all you Jet fans out there who are excited that you beat that team, I'm telling you, that's a different fucking team. I'm not even excited that the Patriots beat them. Because I just don't think that the Steelers are now starting to click. And they remind me of a certain Giant team from a few years ago that no one was really paying attention to and all of a sudden got hot in December. And lo and behold, beat the 18-0 Patriots. So, and speaking of that, my season-long bet with Paul Verzi, I won it. I'm psyched. I won it. I basically rattled off 6 victories in a row against the spread and put Paul Verzi out of his misery. The poor bastard the entire year really felt like he was going to beat me just because I had never really gambled because I did it like fucking in 1989. That's the one and only time I did it. I had season tickets to the Patriots. We made the playoffs the year before, and all of a sudden we were 5-11, and I was like, fuck this. I'm getting some of my money back for, shelling out $250 for season tickets. That's what you could get back in the day before ESPN overhyped every sport, and people who don't even like sports are going to games now. So, I wanted to get some of my money back, and I remember the Buffalo Bills, right before they became the Buffalo Bills, they had all those guys. They were a year away from going to their first Super Bowl, 4 in a row, winning 4 AFC championships in a row, one of the most underrated accomplishments ever, basically because they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. So, I mean, what do you expect? But anyways, I decided to bet the fucking Buffalo Bills that year. This is off on memory. This is what gambling does. And I remember that was the one fucking week the goddamn Patriots showed up and won the game, so I couldn't even enjoy it. And I lost like $50, which when you're only making $125 a week is a tremendous blow. So I never bet again. I never gambled against the spread for until this year. And Paul Verzi, who, has been doing it for years, going, dude, I called it. I did this. I did that. You got beat by a goddamn nerd. I'm just breaking your balls, Paul, because I know you're listening. All right. So there you go. I almost went 500 for the year against the spread, which from what I've been told is pretty goddamn decent. So, yeah, I'm patting myself on the back. Anyways, let's plow ahead here. So after getting trashed for all, talking shit about all these corporations and actually having the audacity to think that bankers were all trying to team up and have one world bank, to become the loan sharks for not only individual but actual countries. Okay? Which is something that I was thinking about when I was at the Rose Bowl, stone sober, and I was sitting there on the golf course, and I was looking at these houses up on the ridge of this hill that actually looked down on the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. These people have a house that looks down on it. And I was actually envisioning that those were all bankers up there. And while the game was going on, and 104,000 people, or 96,000, whoever showed up for that game, were sitting there going fucking crazy. One of those piece of shit bankers up there could put his hand on his son's shoulder and be like, see all those people down there? They owe all of us money. They all owe me money, son. I'm getting a piece of all of their fucking paychecks. And they don't even know it. They don't even know that their daddy is looking down on them right now. Now, had I been drinking,
that thought would have probably caused me to, entertain the thought of climbing up that hill and throwing a rock through one of the windows, which, of course, I wouldn't have done because even my drunkest, I am aware that I don't want to go to jail and get raped. And secondly, I'm not going to go all the way up that fucking hill. So what I would have done is I probably would have yelled at that kid with the light purple slacks. I would have commented really loud about that dude's fucking eczema flaking off into the back of his goddamn sweatshirt. So anyways, this guy sends me this email, and he says, Bill, the theys in this blog, when I say they are watching, are big business, not the Illuminati, but they are just as evil as any bank or secret society. They don't even need your signature. Listen to this shit. They don't even need your signature for these information-gathering traderware programs to monitor everything from where the device is to what your heart rate is. Thanks for giving me something to look forward to on Mondays. Also, I like your Christmas tree. You should turn it into a walking stick now that the holidays are over. You guys are so dumb. You guys are buying shrubs. Do you realize that? Look out your window and look at trees. You can see the trunk, you dumb fucks. It's like, you're morons. Look at a shrub. Can you see the you can't. You're buying shrubs that are pruned into the shape of Christmas tree. I had the information from an actual fucking guy last week. All right? I bought a Christmas tree. You bought a Christmas shrub. So go fuck yourselves. But I like this guy because he sends me this. What is traderware? That's the question I had. Your digital camera may embed metadata into photographs with camera's serial number or your location. Your printer may be incorporating a secret code on every page it prints, which could be used to identify the printer and potentially the person who used it. Now the fucking morons, the sheep out there would be like, yeah, that's in case you threaten the president. They're just doing it for the good of all people. If Apple puts a particularly creepy patent, I guess Apple's applying for this, is it recently applied for the use you can look forward to a day when your iPhone may record your voice, take a picture of your location, record your heartbeat, and send that information back to the mothership. This is traderware, devices that act behind your back and betray your privacy. Now, this is what the moron sheep are going to be to say. Well, if you ain't doing nothing wrong, what's the problem? That's the philosophy. That was the philosophy behind why they can record your phone calls now. If you ain't doing nothing, Tasty, you. Come on, frogs. If you ain't doing nothing wrong. Do you realize how fucking dumb that mindset is? So basically, as long as you do what the people in power tell you what to do, you won't have a problem. Do you understand how dangerous that is? Do you understand how fucking stupid it is to have that level of faith in the people who rule you? You know what I mean? You haven't noticed how much power can fuck somebody over? Like, for some reason, we only seem to focus on when celebrities get famous and then they wig out and start becoming these fucking mini tyrants. For some reason, people don't feel. They just have like this, because they wave the flag and they play those songs that make you choked up, that they never feel like that they'll have any sort of ulterior motive for this. This is the type of technology that allows a small group of people to take over the world. Something that sociopaths have been trying to do since the beginning of time. And they were never able to do it because at some point your army would be stretched too thin. Right? The Germans, the fucking Roman Empire, all that shit. At some point, the fucking Japanese, all of them. Everybody who's ever tried to fucking do it, at some point, it gets stretched too thin. So America, what we've done is we've done the we're putting this base here to protect you thing, that brilliant thing. That's how we got our world empire. So we just have a base. Then also we have these insane weapons where we can nuke everybody. So we were able to kind of do it that way. But the problem is when you really get into sociopathic thought and just like those people who are so into power that it makes their dick hard, is they want to know, they want to be able to see everybody, know what they're thinking, and know what they're doing at all times. Because not only are they psychos, but with that level of power becomes this unbelievable level of paranoia. Like those people with those houses sitting on the ridge looking down into the Rose Bowl. There's a fear. Like we sit there looking up at them, go, look, they got the fucking world. There is a fear of when you attain that level of wealth of losing all of it. And you begin on this quest to quiet your mind. You want to get a level of wealth and control in your life that you are guaranteed that it will never go away in your lifetime or your kid's lifetime or your kid's kids. So basically everybody that you know and love will be okay and you will be okay. You get into that psychotic fucking mindset. And you give those kinds of people this level of fucking technology and you're going to have a problem. I think that's unbelievable that this shit is. So they have this website here, the EFF, Electronic Frontier Foundation, that is trying to fight these things being put into the tech, the cameras, the cell phones and all that shit. Like the fact that there's a tracking device in your cell phone. Like, how come we didn't get to vote on that? How come we don't get to vote on that type of stuff? I don't want people knowing where the fuck I am at all goddamn times. Okay? And I don't need you to show me, oh, we caught this fucking child molester with that. So because of that, now everybody has to be like, give me a fucking break. They always have like, there's, a handful of good examples for that level of fucking control. And then there's a zillion bad ones. So I am 100% against this shit. And there's always been evil people in the fucking world. There's always going to be evil fucking people in the world. And when you have this kind of technology, you're gonna stop. They're gonna stop small evil, like individual, a fucking serial rapist, which you definitely want to stop. All right. But the price we're going to pay is you're going to allow a Stalin or a Hitler, Pol Pot, whoever the fuck you want to, you're going to, with that level of technology, someone like that could get in power and run the fucking world. So, I don't know. And I totally 100% believe that. You could roll all your fucking eyes all you want. I honestly believe that. And I also believe that the reason why there's so many of us right now and that the people at the top are not fucking concerned about it is because we're all expendable. And when the waters rise up, the temperatures goes up and everything, they're not going to be the ones who are drowning. You can guarantee that they're using our taxpayer money to build some sort of something to make sure that they're okay. And I think that their bailout plan, because they know they can't stop people from fucking because it feels too goddamn good, and dicks and pussies are readily available to anyone. It's like air, So I think what they're going to gradually do is phase us out with robots and automated shit, which is why I refuse to use it. Now, how fucking crazy do I sound right now? Has there been anything funny in the last fucking 5? This is shit that I truly believe. Corporations own like the DNA of a grizzly bear. That's why they don't give a fuck that they're cutting down its habitat. They're like, I will fucking grow another one in a petri dish. We're trying to take over everything. And then wipe out, I think they're going to try to wipe out the poor and the middle class. Keep a couple of us, like a small handful of us, the way that pandas are only in like zoos at this point or some shit. I don't know. Maybe I picked the wrong fucking animal, but that's the direction I think it's going. All right? There's your first crazy rant, which was based mainly in gut feelings and a couple of emails. But I truly believe that. And I've browsed through enough history. Hey, Cleo.